fantastic. What an incredible day it's been so far. Have you guys at home enjoyed the show? Have you guys here enjoyed the show? Good. Well, it's about to get a whole lot better as we have our European HCS Grand Final happening right now! It's been an incredible day full of really great tight matches and some whitewashes as well. But we're about to play for the almighty trophy you see right here and that grand prize of that pool worth $67,000, right? To quote my favorite double act on television and every boxing promoter ever, let's get ready to rumble as we meet our finalists. Make some noise!
FabE versus Infused.
All right, once more, make some noise for Team Infused and FabE! This is going to be a most epic grand final. Start with you guys first, Team Infused. Where do you think the strength? What do you think the strengths are that have gotten you to the final today?
The what?
The strengths. What strengths got you to the final today?
It's definitely our aggression. We've played our numbers really well, and we played together as a team really well, and that's what's gotten us this far.
What would it mean to Team Infused as well to walk away as the season champions?
Oh, it would mean everything for us. I mean, as a team, we're not that experienced in terms of LAN events, so it would mean a big deal to players like me and Batch, which is like our third or fourth major event.
And where obviously you played Fab earlier on today. What's different this time around? How are you going to change things up to make sure that you could walk away as champions?
We just got to play more aggressive against these guys. I mean, they don't reward or they punish you for playing too passive, so we just have to play our numbers and just punish them for making any mistakes.
All right, once again, make some noise for Team Infused, everyone! And walking over to Respectful. First things first, did you get your Nando's?
I did. My chicken butterfly was pretty nice. I enjoyed it.
Good man. Good man. So you guys have gone through undefeated in a game so far. You must be buzzing for this, especially as you've already actually taken these guys to the cleaners earlier today.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've been waiting a few hours now and we just want to get it done and over. Want to end this event.
And I'll ask the same question to these guys over here. What strengths do you think have gotten you guys? You know, obviously you got 9-1 this season in the championship. Now you're here, undefeated today at all. What strengths do you think have got you here?
Just team chemistry, pure communication, and we're all really good individually.
Okay. And, you know, what would it mean to you as a team to walk away with this trophy and as champions today?
Well, we did it last season, but I'm just doing it for my boy Jimbo now. He hasn't won in a while.
This one's for Jimbo. Make some noise for FabE, everyone! All right, this is it, guys. I'm going to ask you to sit behind your consoles right here. Good luck to you both, and let's catch up with Paul and the team upstairs and find out a little bit about these two finalists in this grand final.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Adam. It is time. After a very long season, the players are ready for the grand final. Two teams have made it through. It's Infused versus FabE Esports. I think our panel probably have a good idea or an indication as to where it might go, but let's see anyway. We've got three of them for the grand final as well. Welcome back to all of you, to Mark, to Andy, and to Harry as well. It's great to have you all here, and thank you as well from me for all weekend for helping me back into ease back into
no
Halo
way,
world.
man. It's fantastic to have you here.
It's been great to work with you guys.
I think we all
really.
said for your first ever event, Paul, you've done a fantastic job.
Thanks, buddy.
You know,
yeah,
obviously,
I couldn't even hear you in the last segment.
That's probably why it was so good.
Actually, you made the most sense you had all weekend to me. It was brilliant. Joking aside, this is going to be a tough ask for Infused. We joked a little bit about it earlier on. We said to Doodle, what are you going to do? And he said, well, we're just going to play our game. We're going to try our best, and we come here to win, and we think we can still win. That's great, there's confidence, but is it realistic?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? We can sit here and we can say, this is going to be a close game, and we want it to be a close series, but FabE have been so dominant so far. They had the experience of going out to LA recently, having the practice against NA pro teams. They are as prepared as you possibly could be for an event over in Europe. Infused have had to come through some tough series. They're going to be tired, but this is their opportunity to make their mark in the European scene and across the world. Imagine right now what happens in NA if Infused beat FabE.
Yeah,
That
would be ridiculous.
That opens eyes.
I think Andy's head explodes.
It does. Yeah, when I think of Infused playing kind of their best or their game, to be honest, I think they're going to need to play better if they want to take down FabE. So they're going to need to dig deep, and they're going to need to find, I think as we were hearing from their side of the stage, a certain level of aggression.
We should also point out as well, Harry, sorry.
That's right.
It's not just one set of best of 7, it's 2.
Right.
In a row. One's tough.
Yeah, we just came off of HCS Las Vegas, of course, which went to back-to-back best of 7s with Envy ultimately winning. But for Infused to have to play 2 best of 7s here and pull out a victory, to be honest though, if they win the first one, there's no reason they can't do the second. But what a marathon it would be.
Yeah, indeed. Harry, we'll come to you in a moment. I just want to hold on to you a second because we've also got a few bits of information, of course, about the players. You've probably seen them throughout the weekend. It's time now to catch up with Respectful.
My name's Brandon Stones, aka Respectful, and I am the captain for FabE Esports. Preparation's been really good. We've been practicing online, and we've recently been to HCS Vegas to attend there and get some practice against some top-tier American teams. Winning Season 1 finals, it really meant a lot to me because it was the biggest event in European Halo history, and it was my first event win, so we're just wanting to replicate that now in Season 2 finals. Confident in all my teammates' abilities. I know how to play the game, I know how to play the game, so it's just going to be easy. I think the worst aim in Europe at the minute has definitely got to be Septics. It's just a complete windmill. The worst player in Europe, I think I might have to take that one myself, actually.
No holds barred. Good man. Respectful by name, not by nature. Harry, you've been in this position. You heard what he said in the video. He won his first tournament, Season 1. Now wants to win another one. What was it like for you when you won your first one? Was it that hunger immediately there to win more and more? Or was there like a switch that turns on where you go, wow, I can actually win these now?
It's basically the hunger. Once you've won one, you basically just want to win them all. That's why with some teams, when they win one, they win 5, 10 in a row. Good examples like Final Boss and MLG, won like 10, 15, their status quo. But you've got to remember, Infused have played a lot of series. They did seem a little bit fatigued towards the first and a little bit the second half of the last series against Pulse. And even though they managed to bring it back and feel a bit more energetic and all the momentum based, you got to think, do they have the energy to even take 2 best of 7s, even if they take 1?
Yeah, that's a good point as well. Let's turn our attention to Fab, and they've been Fab, haven't they? Literally all the way through. Great season, obviously 9-1, little slip ups maybe, but still great, still top of the pile. Come here, 8-0 over 2 series already. Is their biggest enemy complacency?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think the only players that can beat FabE, the only thing that can beat FabE Esports is, without a doubt, I think themselves. If they start to, for example, play maybe a little bit if they're over-aggressive, if they overextend, if they're getting in battles they normally would not, is the only thing that I think Infused can take advantage of. You heard them say on the stage, they want to take advantage of FabE's mistakes. They really didn't even talk about what they want to do. They want to take advantage of FabE's mistakes and hope that they can connect those dots. But to be honest, with as disciplined as we're seeing FabE play, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, Mark, that's a tall order because they haven't made that many mistakes.
No, they don't make it. Well, the thing is with FabE, they don't make many big mistakes that we see European teams take advantage of. Whereas if you watch the NA team, pro teams play against them at Vegas, they do make some mistakes, and they got punished for it massively. Yeah. We saw Liquid absolutely wipe the floor with them. So there are flaws there. It's just if Infused can find those and take advantage of it, and that's the difference between the best teams in the world and some of the teams that we have here.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think they can find some weaknesses as they go through? I mean, they were close on Slayer in the first time they played them, so they also got ran quite closely by Pulse on Slayer as well. So there's some opportunity there.
Yeah, the Slayers, they have to take the Slayers. The Slayers are the ones they can keep close, but they have to take an early objective game in the series just to give them a bit of belief in the series that they can beat them on objective game types. You know, objective game types, you're going to have to control maps. Slayers, you can get away with it. You can get 1 or 2 kills, and you can get on a little bit of a cycle, get power weapons, etc. But you have to be able to control a map in objective game types, and that is what's so difficult to do against FabE.
Well, hopefully we're going to get the vetoes up very shortly. There you can see a man who's been in a lot of good form at this particular tournament, Bashford. I think we're going to nickname him Landford from now on, because he's been absolutely fantastic today, hasn't he?
He has. The first series, he was really, you can see from his aim, from everything just in general. He's a great player. His railgun on Fathom is absolutely unbelievable. It's just a player in general. He's always been a main slayer. He's always done really well with Kimbo by his side. It's fantastic. And I think Doodle's a perfect combo with him because of the fact that Doodle supports him in any way possible.
Yeah. To be honest, one of the most impressive things I saw was Batchford and the way he played Eden. And, if he knows that 2 players are down, he knew exactly where the other 2 were spawning, to the point where he's jumping off of top cat. He's stabilizing. He's involved in 3 out of 4 kills and continuing to cycle that. Also, the flag toss. I just talked to Doodle actually during the break, and he said he's like, I knew one player was coming around the corner, so I'm glad that the flag was on the flag stand. I'm like, you don't understand. They had 2 players banking around red corner and a player pushing in fountain. Like, if he hadn't had that epic toss, there's no way they would have gotten that second cap. So I think Batchford, both on the scoreboard and in plays that are kind of immeasurable like that, he's performed really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Other standouts? Infused?
I think you have to look at Kimbo. Some of the disgusting things he's done with that sniper rifle every time he's had it.
That was horrible, wasn't it?
Yeah, that triple kill. I mean, just the audacity to even try it. I mean, there's a clip that we see in the breaks where it's the final kill of a game, and he jumps off top cat and no-scopes someone just because he can. Yeah. And that's the kind of player he is. He's just got such self-confidence that he will go for these ridiculous shots, and 9 times out of 10 he hits them. And to have a player like that on your team that you can rely on to make these massive plays, it's just such a nice feeling. It just gives you that sort of safety blanket, and he's definitely going to have to go up, and he's going up against his ex-squad here, remember, so he's going to have something to prove.
Yeah, we said earlier on, Andy, that actually the entire team have stepped up throughout the day. We've seen passages of play or team play together as a cohesive unit, and individually all 4 of them have stepped up when they needed it.
Yeah, certainly. I think I've been really impressed with just one thing I was asking. I remember Batchford's Truth games, the back-to-back, the amazing CTF comeback, and then the Slayer run. I was kind of asking myself, like, does Batchford need to be on fire for this team to be doing well? Because until that, we hadn't seen Infused playing that well on the stage. But then we start off the next game with Flux, right? He opens up with a multi-kill. So I think we're absolutely seeing the players step up, and that is really what has gotten them to this point.
Yeah, Batchford needs to be on fire for the entire series. Don't get me wrong, Kimbo's the 3rd, I think he's got, in Slayer-wise, got the 3rd best KD in the league at the moment.
From regular season.
And you've got to think to yourself, it can't just be him. It needs to be all 4 of them needs to group up and sort this out. Now, with Batchford, with him, when he's on fire, the whole team's on fire, and especially with Flux as well. Like when he's actually hitting shots, he can't be beaten. And Kimbo never gets out of shot. Even if he comes out of scope, it'll just mess you up anyway.
Yep. Got the vetoes have been started, and game 1 will be Stronghold Plaza. So I think what we said earlier on, if Infused want to get off to a good start, they have to take one of these early objective maps. Stronghold's as good as any.
Yeah, I think, and I've been a little bit of a broken record here. This is the 4th time they'll have played it. First 2 times they got dominated. One of them was 100-13 by FabE. The second time they got destroyed, and then they had an absurd comeback against Pulse.
70-point comeback.
Still can't believe how they were able to pull that. But that was proof enough to shut me up, and I'll say that they can absolutely take this game.
Good news. Well done. We're going to go down the line. We're going to start with you, Mark. Prediction time. It's grand finals. There's a lot on the line. Your salary is safe, though. So you're all good.
I'm getting paid for this?
You're getting paid?
Apparently.
That's good news. In all seriousness,
no.
But anyway,
I thought only Harry
anyway,
was.
predictions. The important thing is here that I think I don't want to say it, but I think it's going to be a 4-0 to FabE. I think they're too strong. I think they're too well-rounded. I think FabE have to win. I think Infused have to win one of the first 2 games if they want to have any chance in the series, and I just feel like they have to win the first objective and Slayer.
Okay, so Fab
4-0.
Wow. Give me some hope, Andy.
I have a feeling it might be 4-0 as well, but I'm going to say 4-1 because I think Infused is coming off of a series of great games that has built up to this point. I don't think they've been too shaky coming into this point. I think they're actually looking quite strong. So I'm going to give them maybe even some close games in the middle, but final 4-1.
Okay.
It's like with Doodle. He says he's got the confidence to beat FabE. In my opinion, that's a bit too optimistic. Maybe a map or 2, but I don't think they're going to take the series. I'll probably say FabE 4-1.
Okay, interesting. A fairly comprehensive decision from the analyst desk, it has to be said. 4-1, 4-1, 4-0. Are they that confident, or is it misplaced? We're going to find out as we head into the grand final in just a moment. Just a very quick reminder for you. The last rec pack is up right now. Head to halo.gg while the players are prepping for game number 1, and we'll head you right over to the commentary team for the grand final. Enjoy. It's triple time.
Thank you very much, Paul, here at the casting desk. My name is Sims. This man is Harry C. That little gentleman is Danny G. Gents, it's been an I love that action. You see, cool, the double fist, it's all good. It's been an absolute pleasure casting all of summer and now all of fall season with you two. We're here. We started the season as a TriCast, and this is how we are damn well going to end it, even if we are all a nice little bit of a squeeze here.
It's a little bit cozy, I don't mind that.
I can nuzzle in. We can all hug. There we go.
Yeah,
so,
nice. This is, yeah.
Serious point then.
Cap of pride in the chat right now, by the way. That's just getting spammed.
Serious point here then. It's business time. There's a lot of money on the stake, and I believe it's $35,000, the big trophy. And more importantly, there is Fab looking to take a second in a row on the bounce Pro League title. This is a mammoth, and it is a mammoth of the hill. It's Mount Everest that Infused have to get over. They've already been slapped by them once today. Fab is looking God tier. Dan, I'm going to put this one to you. What exactly do you believe that Infused need to do to take down FabE?
Pray.
Yep. Well,
I really think they just need to hope that something goes wrong for Fab, because at the moment they've looked phenomenal. I mean, I'd be surprised if Fab drop a map, to be honest. If Infused can just take 2 maps, then that will be a successful tournament for them, in my opinion. I think Fab are just far too strong. Okay, I'll be realistic. What Infused need to do is try and be unpredictable. I think they were playing into Fab's strengths by playing the control kind of game. I'd like to see them go for a little bit more flanks, a little bit more unpredictable movements, and they might be able to catch Fab off guard.
But speaking of Fab, they are just elevating their game to a different level. We haven't seen this kind of level of play in Europe for quite some time, if ever. Fab right now, they are just transcending European Halo. It almost feels like this is an American team that's come over and is absolutely dominating the EU scene.
Well, you say that. They've obviously recently been to Vegas. They've trialed and tasted, unfortunately felt the full force of American teams. They've come back, they've watched over the games, realised that you can no longer play at this European 100 mile an hour. It has to be 1,000 miles per hour. Let's see if they can do exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's game time, baby. Grand finals for the fall season finals. This is going to be a monster of a series. FabE Esports taking on Team Infused. A lot of money, a lot of pride, and a nice big shiny trophy is all but at the end of one best of 7. We will go into a second best of 7 if somehow Team Infused pull it out of the bag. Kicking things off, Danny, with the big man himself. It's going to be Mose.
Yeah, we are on board with Mose here, of course. We all sort out that overlay for you. Straight away, he gets taken down despite going top gold. I do like him taking that aggressive approach, but I kind of feel perhaps he should have pushed around with his teammates, as now Foxy is trying to contest this bottom middle. And bottom middle is always an important one to get, Sims. If you can get it early on, you set the precedent for the rest of the game.
A couple of people down on Dick, but look at his teammates, just bullets coming straight over his shoulder. He did initially get reset. He's got someone around the corner, comes out 1-2 players on FabE, dropping early on. This will be a big pop. Oh, not opted. Oh, unfortunately catches the wall, didn't get the assassination. Mose is forced to back off. Was initially a little bit patient there, just utilising the camo to the best of his abilities. He also gets rammed from behind, but 2Foxy comes into the day. There's a double kill on the board for him. Can he tag this one up? Yes, he can. Doodle doesn't just quite touch the edge of the box in time. Now the points will start to begin to creep up for FabE.
Yeah, Infused contested it for a little bit of bottom mid, but in the end, Fab just kept on swarming. They didn't give up, and they were going in one by one off the respawn, and eventually they overcame Infused. They weren't able to respond. Now total control for Fab as well. This is where they won't let up. This is where they will keep pushing Infused off spawn. This is where Fab are at their best, Sims.
That's going to be Kimbo picking up a double, though, going up with a help match, but they might be able to at least take out Nest. There you go, hits a couple of shots, down goes one. Mose flies in, though, gets the reset. Still triple cap in full effect. This is what FabE does best. Once they get a hold of that, they are not going to give you any time to take any of them back. Look at this, several members of Team Infused are trying to push into the yard, but as soon as they do, just a big wall of red comes running at them.
But look at it, they keep spawning in Cafe, and every time they're pushing back into yard, and instantly Fab are like, well, let's just slay them. We've got the slaying power. We can take them into individual battles, 2v2 battles, 3v3 battles. It doesn't matter. We're going to win them as Jimbo picks up a kill, gets the double. Is he going to find the triple? Oh, not quite. He's so close to it. Almost gets the overkill, but Fab just not letting Infused breathe right now.
And this is the impossible task that Infused have in front of them. They are facing FabE Esports, who are just on fire right now. Total control, 51 points in the bag, and this is the worst start Infused really could have had. We're barely 2 minutes into the game, and it's 55-0.
I seem to remember a certain team playing against Team Liquid and having the exact same thing done to them. They're now learning from their mistakes in the past. They're bringing it to here to Championship Sunday, and they are absolutely bottlenecking Team Infused. They can't even get boots on the ground, Dan.
It's crazy. They're just sitting in yard, which you see ever so rarely when you have control of the map. Respectful will get the camouflage, and he has a shotgun in the back pocket. So great timing from him. Credit to the Fab coach to making sure that he's able to lay that one down. Doodle gets taken out as well. This is perfect from Fab. This is absolutely flawless play. If you want to know how to play this map, just watch this.
Look at this, he's just steaming into their spawn. He knows where they're going to be. They're going to be coming out of yard, making their way through Cafe. This always reminds me of that famous Rami play when people just dive on in, dive into the pool, unfortunately gets met with a face full of leads. 3 points on the board for Team Infused, 71 so far in the bag for FabE. They are on fire!
Yeah, both power-ups going to Fab as well. I'm not entirely surprised with the control that they've had. Also, in terms of like power weapon kills, I'm looking at the statistics here. 3 power weapon kills are for Fab, but none for Infused. They just can't pick up those weapons that really make the difference. We will now see Infused here. They do have control of yard, but they need to push out, which they've not been able to do all game sims. They've been trying to push through Cafe. They've tried to push out through yard, but they just can't find a route.
Good trade down in bottom mid. Here comes Doodle then trying to make something happen on this one. 2 players will drop into bottom. They need to get this one, but Moses up on S4, just being a complete nuisance. They do transfer that back. The only way they're going to get back into this is they somehow manage to pull the triple cap, put it in effect, rack up those points 2 at a time. Moses there. We got 1 dropping down on Diff. He's in all kinds of problems, this Doodle. He just gets met with the blunt end of an AR. In comes Flux, takes down Most. At least he's out of the running. Respectful says, I'm sorry you killed my boy. I'm going to kill you back, my friend. Look for that triple cap to be coming back any single second. The survivability, Harry, I heard you say, wow, we talk about Brandon Stones. He just stays alive time and time again, and then just whips out a double kill.
Yep, outrageous. It could be a triple here as well if he can take down Batch. We'll take him down to no shields, but you see the way Respectful there was just able to crouch underneath one of the Infused players and stayed alive, came back, got a double kill. Those are the small kind of plays that absolutely just set Fab apart from the rest of Europe.
Camouflage has literally just spawned on the map as well, so expect players to be rushing to make sure they can get that. There it is, Jimbo's picked it up. So that is a 3rd camouflage for Fab Esports. And well, this is just relentless, Sims.
This is a nightmare, and it's a nightmare covered in Fab colours. At the moment, they're just picking them apart one by one. Tricap is there. That, for me, is job done. GG, no re. As we're going to tick this clock over, and we'll take a look at some of the kills in a second, and we'll keep running through those, but my word, that, if you want to set a precedence and start a game off and really make a statement, that is how you do it, my friends.
I mean, shotgun control, power-up control, these guys had everything. They absolutely outslayed them as well. 49 kills across the board for FabE. On the other side of Infused, it was only 33, so heavily outslayed for them. As we will get the statistics up on the screen, and we can see who really did the main damage.
Yeah, 14 assists, most in the game there for Jimbo. Only had those single-digit kills, and just look at Brandon Stones. A lot of people asking, why is this guy known as the best in Europe? That's why. 19 kills, just the 6 deaths. Up there with the 6 deaths as well was 2 Foxy, but FabE just looks so good. They have all day long, all finals long, all season long, they've looked fantastic. They've only dropped 1 series throughout 2 seasons of Pro League. The only, obviously, series they dropped was against this Infused roster, so that is kind of a silver lining going forward for Infused. But Fab, at the moment, they look on another plane of existence.
If you're playing Stronghold, you can't let someone just drop a POS 13 on. You know, that's a bomb in itself and setting a statement when you've just been allowed to roam freely, do whatever the hell you want, and you probably, as we look at the highlights, you'll see nothing but kill after kill coming from Mr. Respectful himself. But more importantly, you touched on one of the things that he does, Harry. This right here was a prime example. No shields whatsoever. And I always remember back to summer season, I would believe, when he had no shields over inside the nest with the SMG play where he just thrust it back and still got a double kill.
Yeah.
The problem is, it's not just Respectful, Dan. This is an entire team of god-tier European players.
It definitely is. They just are molding so well. I mean, some people were a little bit worried at the start of the season when Jimbo first joined. Was he the right replacement for Kimbo? But I don't think anyone can doubt that now with how well these guys are performing. not only online but on LAN as well. Game 2 is going to be the Rig Slayer. Now, Game 1 was an unbeaten one for Fab. They had never lost Plaza Strongholds, but however, across Pro League, they've never actually played Rig Slayer, Harry. And actually, neither Infused.
Well, alright, so we're going to get some data, Dan. That's good.
We are going to get some data that I can put on my spreadsheets. Finally, I've been waiting. Rig Slayer's been sat there empty all season.
It's a shame it's the very last series of the season, but you got to say, I'm trying to find silver linings for Infused right here, right? I mean, I said before, the one series that Fab have dropped as a squad have been, well, in Europe at least, have been against this Infused squad. Rig Slayer's one where they could potentially, they have opportunities to slow the game down, right? So if they can somehow catch Fab off, get a really good start, get that start going, get some of the Fab players on respawn, shut down players like Respectful, who did so much damage in the last game, then they can start to set up around the sniper, they can start to pick off some kills here and there. That's exactly what they need to do.
If there was to be a weak point of Fab, and this is going to be a pretty hard question, what do you think it is, gents? Harry, I'll start with yourself. What, if there is any kind of weak link, not even a weak link, but weak spot in the armor, is there anything that Team Infused can kind of find and peel a crack in the armor, so to speak?
To a European team right now, I don't think so. I genuinely don't think there's a team in Europe right now that plays fast and aggressive enough to catch FabE off guard, because that's what you got to do. You got to catch them off guard. You got to be unorthodox wherever possible. But like I said, I just think FabE are just transcending the EU game at the moment.
I think their only weak point perhaps could be overconfidence. You do have to bear that in mind. Now they have already won 4-0 against these guys, and now they are 1-0 up in this series already. So moving forward, if they are a little bit too confident, then perhaps Infused will be able to take them down. But I tell you what, these aren't the type of players that get overconfident. They are going to want to put this one to bed as we jump into Game 2 here.
I like how you say that, Dan, because this obviously is the only team that FabE have lost a series to during regular play, and we saw the tweet from Mo. Thanks for beating us, Batch. He reminded us what we need to actually do. We do need to keep playing, we do need to keep doing damage, and we just can't take anyone for granted in any way, shape or form. Still quad POV, and then we'll come out of this now and drop back to, I believe it's going to be 2Foxy, who has sniper rifle in his back pocket, only one bullet used, plenty of ammo. And if there's a man, Harry, who can do damage with this weapon, it's certainly 2Foxy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone on the Fab squad can snipe, but this man, I remember back on the TCM days, where he was kind of the secondary sniper behind Chalky. He can really hit some clutch shots when he needs to, and to be honest with you, I don't think there's anyone else on this Fab squad that I'd like to have the sniper. Maybe Jimbo now and then, but 2Foxy can hit some solid shots, and you can see by his movement, he's obviously very experienced using this weapon, knowing the routes that he needs to take. He's being fed information by his team, so he can just rotate this sniper around the safe side of the map where his team are, and they're up by 3 now, and that lead could very well extend as long as 2Foxy can keep hitting shots.
And Fab have been avoiding Rig Slayer all season long, but it certainly hasn't shown with their start. 2Foxy was able to get that sniper, Jimbo was able to get camouflage, so they had a flawless starting strat, so obviously still well practiced and well oiled despite avoiding it all season long, as now Foxy is just trying to find a position to catch these Infused players who seem to be hiding at the moment.
Jimbo's getting tagged up underneath. Jen, you see him now, they're coming over. It's actually going to be, I believe, Flux, who's going to try and go one-on-one over there. We've got someone walking down long haul, and now here comes the Team Infused push. Kimbo will drop into basement. He'll get his face ripped clean off. Batchford's just round this corner. We can see now on the outlines he pokes up. The no-scope doesn't find its target, goes for a second one, just forcing Foxy to waste some bullets. Says, you know what, I'm out of here, I'll go and rotate backwards, which is absolutely fine. He's got some teammates, but look at this dirty angle. Nice play though, at least jump off the map, get rid of the sniper rifle. Dan, certainly a tactic from back in the day, many years of Halo, rather than die and give them a power weapon, chuck that bugger off the map.
I mean, he was almost toying with them as well, just going for those no-scopes after no-scopes, saying, look, you've got to push me at some point, and I've got teammates that are going to be able to help me behind me, because the teamwork of Fab is just phenomenal, and it is too strong against Infused at the moment, as there is just a 2-kill deficit, but Infused have been able to stay in this despite an incredible start from Fab.
He's certainly slowed down. I'm expecting things to wildly warm up as they get a little bit more into this game, but Certainly, at the moment, we're on that even ground. We always see it time and time again. Look to get around the 25, 30, 35 mark, and then the game begins to really pick up speed. Flux will thrust backwards, though. Absolutely fantastic. Picks up 1 kill, takes down Respectful, looking for Kimbo to take out a person as well.
I really like what I saw there out of Infused. We saw when 2Foxy had the sniper, Infused were slowing the game down, and that's what they need to do. Sniper's coming up soon, and look how close this game is. Only a 2-kill game. They didn't feed any unnecessary kills at all to 2Foxy. Good trade there. It's actually Doodle in the end who will help out Batchford, but Camouflage spawned. They were obviously waiting for the next power-up, which was that Camouflage, came up in middle, and they were able to shut down Jimbo. So Jimbo burning the Camouflage means essentially the game now is in Kimbo's hands because he has the sniper.
All right then, Dan. So we see Kimbo out here on the side. Well, he's got 2 players pushing. One gets tagged up. Is this the best place? Wow, I've completely... It's thrown me off with exactly what he was going to do there. I know he didn't have a lot of help and support. Is there anywhere else in particular you thought he possibly could have gone with that?
I understand where he was trying to go, but unfortunately he just didn't have the support from his teammates. I would have liked to see him rotate and maybe sprint towards his teammates, but when you sense 3 players are pushing you, you just have to accept your fate almost and say, if I'm not going to hit these no-scopes, if I'm not going to get these kills, I'm just going to have to give up the sniper, because if he did turn and run away, he was going to die anyway.
But they're only 2 kills down, you know. That right there is what Mr. Brandon Stones, Storm Rifle Stones, aka Respectful, is well and truly known for giving the hot 5 straight across the map. But as I mentioned, within seconds of me saying they're only 2 kills down, that's now extended to 4, and kind of just shows precedence. We're moving up to 5, how quickly this game is starting to pick up.
And Camouflage is going to be up in 20 seconds as well. Both times it's gone in favor of Fab. It was burnt last time, but if they can get in a position and make it work, perhaps they can start to make more of a gap here as Foxy somehow finds the shins of Flux and sets this gap to 7 kills, and they get halfway to victory here.
Cracks his ankles with the sniper, picks up 1 kill. Look at the bunker spawn. We're going to see absolutely no chance. Nice little stabilize coming out of Flux. He could get some shots, but he just essentially just made himself an easy target to land the no-scope. Whipped out the gun, pops it in his face. Doodle's caught off in the corner. Enjoy yourself, Doodle. Get the hell off the server. There's a blue gun for you, my friend.
Yeah, and he is able to take that Camouflage again. So 3 Camouflages in a row for Fab, and he's only got a shotgun as well in the back pocket. I like what he's doing, just crab walking around, see if he can find anyone on his radar. He has noticed someone as well. So great stuff from Respectful by flanking. You do have to have this confidence to flank when you do have the Camouflage. Some players will turtle back and stick with their teammates, but you've just got to go for it, get some important kills, because it can really make the difference.
Tower control then, still camo in hand, looking down. Batchford's there, gets a massive body shot of lead. Down he goes, 34 to 20, excuse me, 33 to 24. Ugh, mixed the tongue there. Current scoreline, GPK doesn't find its target. He's just going to bob and weave and try and stay off that radar, however. One person says, hello, I can see you. Nerdy jumps coming out of Respectful, dives up. He'll get a nice trade off there. At least Doodle will answer back and take a 1-for-1. Flux looking for an injury. He's got some support from Kimbo, though, which is absolutely fantastic, but we are getting to that point, boys. It's that time again. You see when we get to around the 30 mark and the game just starts to take off on flight.
Yeah, fair play to Flux, though. He just went toe-to-toe with Respectful, the best player in Europe, and perfected him. So that's a bit of a confidence boost, but you can look at the score right now. A 7-kill lead for Fab, and Fab are so good at this game. If you give them a 7-point lead, they're not going to throw it away easily. So Infused have a lot of work here to do. Essentially, the first goal for them, make sure you get these power weapons, right? The sniper, the plasma caster, make sure you get both of them. The sniper goes in their favor, the plasma caster, yes, the sniper goes in their favor, Kimbo has the sniper. It's going to be the plasma caster in the favor of Fab. The next port of call is make sure you get that camouflage. It's coming up very soon, in around 17 seconds. Flux will get taken down, 2 kills in favor of Fab, and this has gone horribly wrong here for Infused.
That was disgusting. I'm very surprised, to be honest with you, that Kimbo just didn't even bother shooting the barrels. Absolutely blow him to holy hell. But you know what, Dan? Kimbo, again, for some reason, he seems to just keep finding the sniper rifle.
He does keep managing to pick that sniper rifle off on spawn, but he can't really do anything at the moment. Only 6 power weapon kills for his whole team compared to the 14 on the side of Fab, so they've really been making those power weapons count. Camouflage did come up. I'm not sure who grabbed that, but I think it was a member of Fab. Once again, it was 2Foxy, and you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, he has picked up a kill with it as well, as Kimbo hits a headshot. He needs to be hitting these left, right, and center sims if he's going to get them back into the game.
Yeah, we can see on the player outlines, we've got one just around this corner, turtling back into white. 2 players will drop down into Tower 2. There's Respectful coming around the corner. I'm looking to give him, he needs to give his teammates some support. You can't turn away like that. And then fall off the map. See you later, Snipe Drone. Enjoy your day, my friend. But important kills like that, Dan, you just cannot make mistakes, especially when you've got the power weapon. We saw it earlier on and it cost Vibe the game, and that potentially may have done the same here.
I mean, there's 2 sides to the story. He got the sniper rifle out of Fab's hands, I guess, so I can understand jumping off the map, but at the same time, you don't want to be avoiding defeat here. You want to try and be winning yourself, as Jimbo is just going to throw away that plasma caster as it is out of ammo. Love this from Fab at the moment, though. They're just keeping Infused spread across the map. They're not allowing them to get together. They're not allowing them to have any kind of control. We saw earlier on from Infused in the previous series, they have this late game effect, but it's not going to happen against FabE.
Yeah, they only need one more kill, and there it is, ladies and gentlemen. FabE claim victory in game number 2. The boys in red looking strong as ever. To be honest with you, I don't think anybody expected any less, and, you know, they're doing well. They're kind of keeping up, so we can't completely disrespect or disregard Team Infused. They've played their game all day. Now I'm looking for that late game kind of, you know, composure. We need to look across the teams. When we get the free cam on the players, we'll get their mentality. We'll see by their faces. This is what happened back in summer season. They got down on themselves and everything just kind of went a little bit wrong, but they're looking strong at this moment in time. Doodle, second time in a row though, had a bit of a rough game.
Yeah, Doodle, not the greatest of performances. 4 kills, he's actually switching off the kills, so hopefully we can find a player who will stay.
He didn't want you to see them. I won't be surprised.
He was like, nah, no, yeah, I don't want you guys to see this. Respectful, 16 and 8, so that's a positive 8 spread there out of Respectful in a Slayer. 2 Foxy up there with him as well. Jimbo with a positive 3, and the Fab squad just absolutely steamrolling through the European competition here.
The main thing, really, for me was just those power weapon kills. The fact that Fab had double the power weapon kills, obviously mainly with the sniper, but Plasma Caster will count as well. That just says a lot to me. The fact they were actually able to get the power weapons and then get the kills with them afterwards. Obviously, shotgun would count as well. Good statistic, 57% accuracy for Jimbo across that game. Considering there are automatics as well, that's always a nice statistic to have, over 50%.
Well, we're moving into game number 3. So far, it's going to be Fab who's looking dominant in the first 2. Couple of highlights. Oh, that's definitely not a highlight.
That's a low light.
Yeah, that's definitely a low light of his entire career. You can hear the crowd are extremely hyped up. But you know what? I'm quite impressed to look at Fab. They're actually pretty calm and composed. It's not the usual get up, get loud and proud.
Yeah.
Kick back, chilled. No, to be honest with you, they're pretty chilled. I think that's what makes them so damn well. What'll be really good is to go to a listener, I think, pretty much off the start. We need to get Infused. We need to get the feeling about them. We need to understand what the composure is like over on that roster, because you've seen it time and time again, guys. When a team gets pissed off, they play appalling.
Hope you like frustration, because I feel like that's mostly what we're going to be hearing out of the Infused squad in the listening. And it is frustrating. It's frustrating playing against FabE because they are just... it's hard to explain. They're just so much better than everyone else down. I can't put it into words.
I think there's 2 sides to it. I think frustration will certainly kick in for some players. I mean, perhaps Kimbo, who last season was the winner with Fab, he's going to be wanting to win. But you look at the other 3, they finished 4th last season. They've already bettered that. They are in this 2nd place. They already lost 4-0 to these guys earlier. They probably expected to lose this final anyway. I don't think they'd be frustrated with the position they're in, but it's certainly not something that's easy to swallow.
Yeah, and to Infuse credit, a lot of people calling them one-liners. They've turned up here at the event and they've put in a great performance. Like you said, Dan, they're guaranteed at least 2nd here. If they can pull back this best of 7, then obviously it's a massive task being 2-0 down against the best team in Europe for a long, long while. Then they can even better their placement already. But they're guaranteed top 2, considering last season they placed 4th, and a lot of people were doubting their live event performance. That's pretty good from them.
Quick shout out to all the amazing community out there, to everyone else who's in the Twitch chat, everyone over in the Team Beyond chat. If you haven't been over to teambeyond.net, get on over now, join in the competitive discussion. Reddit, Halo Waypoint forums. We got Ready Up Live. All the people who do all the fantastic content creation, all the people that do all the live coverage as well. We got Esports Wiki. We got, Ponza with the Halo live tweets, HCS live tweets. They do awesome God's work.
They do, and actually game 3, I can tell you, is going to be Truth Capture the Flag. Ooh. We obviously saw this game between these 2 earlier on, and Fab did take that across the season. Fab have a 75% win rate, 3 out of 4, but it's not the best of game types for Infused with just a 33% win rate.
Which surprises me, because so far Infused have been looking pretty damn strong on Truth.
You'd almost associate it as kind of their home map. I mean, how many times in the past have we seen Doodle and Clutch control the rifles at the towers and make it easy for their team? They've actually looked really good on this live event to have Infused on Truth. So I'm looking forward to them putting up a bit of a better fight than they did in the first 2 games here against FabE. I think we could see a close one. I expect Infused to get at least a capture on the board. If they can get the first one, they can roll from there.
And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. It's about getting the composure straight, and it's about getting steamrolled and using momentum. Momentum is the only thing that's going to get them through this game. Unfortunately, they've had 2 players drop in a matter of seconds. But you know what? I want to hear what this Infused roster has to say. So let's dive on in to an Astro listening.
So front base, 2 shots, 1 shot. I got Ray. You're going to be Katsu in a second, I think. They have Fura going back to that fight.
I want 1 shot.
Yeah, that's all. One more P3. It's going to be P3, yeah, Fura. Alright, I'm going top middle.
You're crashing on P3.
I got 1. Oh, okay.
We want P3, bottom mid weak.
He's got Fura P3 still grounded.
He's still bottom mid, crouching. He's still bottom mid.
They're going to be up here, they're going to be up here.
Yeah, here. I got him. Nice.
I'm looking back.
Oh,
Where?
Car 1, 2 shots.
Weak car 1 as well.
He's going.
One guy front car.
I'll see top middle.
He's got a few on that. Oh shit, I'm basement now, Jimbo.
He's running a P,
I'll jump up now, Jimbo, jump up. He's got Fura on his way.
Watch Jimbo behind you, Ryan.
I'm dead, man. I'm dead.
Nice.
They're going to run another one.
I'm going to go back, but Jimbo's double.
Can I get a touchdown? All good.
He's got a sword in our flag. He's going to double. One shot Karek. He's got right back.
Nice. Watch on the P street. Watch on the P street. On our flag.
I'm trying to get a touchdown.
Nade, Robbie?
I'm letting this go.
Unlucky, Robbie. Lucky.
Almost got it.
I'm sorry.
One guy to P2.
I'm getting up in the window.
I'm letting P2.
Alright, let's get a kill.
One car right now.
I need P2. The sword, man. I'm trying to live.
I'm watching
Get
P2.
from the cutting.
One guy P3.
P3. Nice. Jump in as well.
P2, sorry.
Nice. To that.
I'm on the bubble.
Nice. Go there.
Right, get into the base. Right, get to the base. I got bubble. Nice. There was another like a toilet weak.
Okay, one there.
One's car. Car shot. I
Relatively calm and a little bit deflated from Infused in their comms until they did pick up that triple kill from Batchford, and now they have a flag run of their own. They so nearly stopped that flag from going in, Stims, but unfortunately they were sending in 1 by 1 and Fab were just waiting and picking them off.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about hindsight, right? The flag's here, so they can possibly still maybe even script something. Oh, I love that play. Rather than running towards Respectful, who was waiting there, it was a bit diverse. Like playing a game of basketball, throw it up, have your teammate, and bang it in the back of the net. Awesome play.
And it's exactly what we saw on Coliseum in the previous series. They were just tossing the flag to each other. Bravo loved it. He said he hadn't seen plays like that since the days of Halo 2. So great initiative taken from these guys.
Yeah, good to see Batchford as well, making sure he remembered the camouflage. The flag was being run by his team. He was the only one, I'm pretty sure, who actually had any idea that that camouflage was coming up. So great awareness here from Batchford. He's not losing sight of the power-ups, and he certainly isn't losing sight of this series.
I think he's doing pretty well in the Slayers earlier on. We had a look at some of the kills that he was getting. He had a triple kill with that sword in the early amounts of the game. Here he comes again now. Before, when they run this, they didn't have enough dead to make something happen. But look at the Respectful with the Furor. You're just seeing big lances of green flying across the screen. They're going to get it through, so they're going to run it through Bubble. Oh, one person's going to be too Foxy. Comes in, drills him with the BR. The flag will fall. Let's move across to Foxy's POV. He's got the noob combo, and nah, this is a dead flag, unfortunately. A very nasty parry with a very nasty combo. It's not something you want sitting inside your bubble. Then Mose comes in, 5's Kimbo off the spawn. Things don't look as good as what they just did, Dan.
It's certainly one of their strengths, FabE, is stopping flag runs, especially to Foxy. I think across the season he had one of the most flag returns throughout Pro League. And that's just because he puts himself in a situation where he can get a kill despite where he is on the map. Whether he's bottom mid, whether he's top mid, he always has eyes on that flag. He always listens to where his teammates are telling him to be looking, and he'll make sure he finishes it off so they can't put it into their base.
So here's the man who we've not spent much time with, Jimbo, getting naded up in the Eli. Will find Fox, goes for another GPK!
There is a reason.
Down. Flux, we got his POV. That's the second time we've seen that, Dan.
There is, and that is why he is the GPK. I know sometimes when people slam it down into the base, you say GPK, but GPK should actually be JPK. He is the best player at those ground pounds. This guy knows exactly what to do. He always tees them up perfectly, as both flags are now currently out of the base, but Jimbo's going to try and position himself with this camouflage to stop this run.
Which is something that I have to pull up, really. We don't from the, I don't want to say lower teams, but certainly not to this level, we don't see them utilizing those Spartan abilities to the most of their ability, to the maximum. The things that you can do with this, map movement, getting out of sticky situations, outplaying and outmaneuvering your enemy, and then things like that, you're in a sticky situation, you know what, balls to it, we'll just get the fist out, drop on your face, take you out, my friend. Jimbo and this roster, they are the kings of the Spartan abilities.
I mean, it's something that players have had to adapt to, right? Most players who do play Halo 5 have played previous Halos, as Foxy picks up the triple and interrupts my thought there. But oh my god, these guys are just going off. But like I was saying, you have to adapt to the meta. Spartan abilities are a thing, and Fab go 2-1 up in this game.
That now is starting to get very, very fired up. It's been a little bit neck and neck, fair enough. Definitely Fab having the most map presence, but now we've got to that point of, all right, boys, it's time to stop playing games. We're going to beat these. Let's pack this up. Let's send this thing home. Foxy again. He has just been a slaying powerhouse.
Yeah, he has. He's right up there, actually. It's Jimbo, the top slayer in the game so far. 15 kills for him. That was his 15th on Kimbo. And both flags for FabE were scored by Jimbo as well. So, absolutely fantastic stuff. That is number 16. He will take down Batchford, and if he continues to run after he gets his shields back, this could be all she wrote in this game.
Finally, he will drop down, so maybe some breathing room here for Infused. Their backs against the wall. 6 minutes are on the clock. Flux looking to do some work with the sword, dropping through P2, unfortunately. As soon as he does that, he just gets lit up instantly. We're going to move across to someone else who's actually, well, no, I'm going to say someone who's alive, but unfortunately, Dan, it just feels like nobody on Infused can stay alive for longer than 3 seconds.
Something that was working really well for Infused in earlier series was Batchford was pushing around on his own and he was getting away with it. However, Fab are constantly aware of where he is. They are clearly calling him out. As I say that, look at Mose turning around. He saw Batchford darting underneath his place, and now Jimbo is in a position where he's searching for him as well. They're not letting this player flank round, and Jimbo's actually going to throw a few teabags to let him know who's boss too.
When does Jim? What's going on with Jimmy? He never does that. Look at Mr. Attitude over here. Very happy, as we kind of heard earlier on from Respect. It's been a while since.
That's what it is. Adolescence. Growing pains.
Hype as well, to be honest with you. Because cheeky pull coming out of one player. I'm not entirely sure that is, but he's getting away with his life. Jim needs to make this happen and get this stopped.
Wow.
We'll get the top. No, he's bounced off. That'll be a huge return, and I think he's going to get it. Yes, he is indeed. So, Jimmy going for a teabag. Unfortunately, that's given them the advantage. They're going to be able to run this. 2 players of FabE go down. The flag was returned also on the opposing side. Kimbo is lit up to hell. He was only 1 shot, wasn't going to get very far. Sword will drop down. Can they make anything of this though, Dan?
I mean, they definitely don't look out of it. They are pushing forward as Doodle looks for the triple. Can't quite finish it off. That would have been huge for him, but despite the fact they are 2-0 down in this series, Infused are not showing in the gameplay that they are deflated whatsoever. They are continues to put forward. They're continuously getting aggressive and getting in Fab's face.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like the fact that Doodle challenged for that triple. If he kills 2 Foxy there, he can run that flag. Unfortunately, for Infused, that flag is dead. 4 minutes left now, and with Camouflage coming up in around 25 seconds, it could be critical going forward. We've seen some big plays from Jimbo especially, who's doing incredible work in the game now, by the way. 20 kills for his squad.
He wants to drop it.
Well, if Infused can grab the Camouflage, they're going to be in a great position, and the important thing is, wow. That long-range fuel rod, though. I just completely lost my train of thought. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Respectful.
At least he got it off, though, before he died. We're going to have a bob and weave coming out. Then Jimbo says, stop playing games, mate. Time to die. Fuel rod's in the base. This could be the 3rd and final pull. He's going to advance over to Bubble. Hits the wall, goes for the 2nd. No hit markers are going to be on that one. So that's Kimbo surviving, looking to see if he goes down in the kill feed. Hit markers come in. We do see Doodle going down. Respectful's going to clean that one up. Happy dropping beneath the base. Clearly, Mose is going to call for some support. And look at this. Look at how they split. Mose goes one way with sword. Respectful goes the other way with one other weapon than normal. It's going to be the Storm Rifle. Kimbo, go away. This is my base, my friend. Take a seat. I'm going to put a grenade down. Hopefully someone walks into that one. He's actually probably going to drop down. No, he doesn't. He hits the jump lift, so he falls backwards. Oh, wow. You just don't want to be dropping down on a random Brandon there. 1 kill's there. There's another 1 shield. And another 1 shot. 1 shield, 1 shot, in fact. But look at that. They're actually running the flag into where the opposing team are.
I've got to say, look at the difference as well. When Fab get that 1 player behind, only 1 player from Infused is searching for them. As this final flag should go in, they are going to toss it but in between each other, and it is going to be put in. A few shots are going to be sent into the back of him as well, just to say, we can just put shots into each other and we're still going to win this game.
That is just we were watching on our 4 screens right here, and 2Foxy was running the flag back right, and then Respectful was there to back him up, and they were so confident they were going to score the flag. They were actually shooting each other with like plasma pistols and storm rifles and stuff. That's just, I don't know if it's BM. Is it BM if you're doing it to your own teammate? Is it bad manners? I don't know.
I don't know if it's BM or VWS. It could be either one of those shooting your teammates.
Too soon, man.
Sorry, my friend.
Soon.
Do apologise. Anyway, kill feeds. Danny Boy.
25 kills out of Jimbo himself. We saw some incredible ground pounds coming out of him, but Respectful, 22 kills as well. Just 18 and 18 for Mose and 2Foxy on the other side. Just your average set of kills.
First series of the day against Pulse, I commented on how I was so happy how Jimbo's turned up to this tournament, and I said he always turns up on the international stage, you know, when it matters, the big international tournaments, your X Games, your Halo WCs. In the past, I've been, you know, he's been a little bit lackluster in these domestic tournaments. I think he's just elevated his game. He's on a complete other level at the moment, and to be honest with you, the Fab look a completely dominant force because of it.
Just a question, with Jimbo obviously on this roster, do you think this elevates Jimbo, or do you think he elevates them? Do you think it's a whole team thing?
I think it's both, honestly. I honestly think Fab make Jimbo a better player, and I think when Jimbo plays well, Fab are a better team because of it. I mean, it's obviously they're one of the same. This dribble here by 2Foxy, by the way, to switch targets, that's not easy to do. So fair enough, all 3 players pretty much were no shields, but for 2Foxy to listen to his teammates, listen to the calls, and process the information, which players he needed to shoot first were fantastic. There are your highlights from game number 3, but to come back to your point, I honestly think this FabE squad have elevated Jimbo's game. I mean, he can now rely on his teammates to do absolute work slaying-wise. He doesn't have to worry about cleaning up other people's kills. I mean, obviously, when the opportunity presents itself, Jimbo's able to clean up those one-shots. He's always listening. Again, he's always, you know, processing that information. But he doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to worry about, you know, teams in the past. He's, you know, worried about his teammates. Do I need to be helping anyone right now? No, he can just play his game, slay out. And I honestly think FabE, because of that pure fact, Jimbo can just play individually. It's freeing him up, and FabE as a squad, like, they just don't look like they have any weaknesses, certainly not to any EU team at the moment.
Is potentially we had a team
lost a switch. Hey, it's not transfer period. Havoc
was the problem.
Havoc was the problem, but
was
now
the problem, right?
He can't just dive back in, mate. You've been booted out.
You've already been booted out once.
Team captain's back. Come on, mate. Move out my seat. Yeah. Get the cam on that. Go on. They're having an argument. I want to play, man. That was a really bad impression of it.
What was that meant to be?
That was actually a Mose impression, full flux.
Look at me, Batchford. Look at me, Batchford. That's all we were hearing yesterday. It's, I must say, the banter, actually, the nice, respectful banter between these two, you know, between all the teams so far has been, fair enough, they get loud and proud in game, but everyone's friends at the end of the day, and that's what it's all about. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the 4th and final game of the European Fall Season Finals. Plaza's already been taken out in the veto system. Fab will ban out Eden. Then all of a sudden Team Infused come in with the Empire ban. And now we are left to play on the rig.
Rig Strongholds is the only game type, the only Strongholds game type that Fab have lost all season. Every other Strongholds game type they have won. They did play this earlier on, and I think they won it as well, but during regular season it is the only time they have lost this game type. On the other side, for Infused, they have a 67% win rate, so one of their better Strongholds actually.
And if you remember as well, during the regular season, the one series that Fab lost,
you just took my line from them.
The last game number 4, was the Rig Strongholds, and Infused pipped them to the post.
So the saving grace is that they have beat them on this before.
Perhaps it could be the turning point.
Who knows? They need to make something happen now. If they want to force a second best of 7, they need to win this. They need to do it now. If they want to stay in this competition and not go home in second place, if they want any shot at raising the trophy above their heads, this is a do or die must-win map. Ladies and gentlemen, this could potentially be it. Make some noise in the audience! Can Infused scrape the bottom of the barrel? Or will FabE become dominant once again and be crowned champion for a second time in the row? Dan, we've got the 4-person POV. Tell me what you're looking for out of FabE.
I'm just looking for early control once again, straight off the bat for the railgun. Mo's picking it up, and he is just scouting the area to see if he can pick off any people that are caught off guard. So good stuff from him. Obviously with that spawn, you are more likely to get to the railgun first, but it's about picking off that early kill for the player that is going to be contested. Not able to pick up that kill though, and the shotgun will take him down.
Well, you know what, guys? We have pretty much heard from Infused so far. And this is obviously honestly, this is potentially the last time, maybe the last game that we're going to see throughout the fall season. Who will know? I think we'll stick with Kimbo for now, but unfortunately if he does die, he's getting a couple of kills. There's one player, whips out the shotgun, finds himself a double, can have white corridor control, triple kills there. The over's there as well.
Doodle.
Doodle white tick by overkill indeed. Grenades coming in thick and fast though. Needs to try and stay alive. We do have a listing with FabE kick, so we're going to wait and hold on it until Kimbo unfortunately dies. He's moving off into enemy territory. They're going to be getting that back bunker spawn. He's got some support as well. Shots are coming in from the white corridor. Will drop down to his knees, hide off of that radar. Dan, what you seen, fella?
No, I do love the fact that Kimbo was actually just laughing and joking when he got that triple kill stolen away. It's nice to see them good spirits despite being 3-0 down here.
All right, then we moved over to Jimbo's POV. Let's dive on into a listing with Fab Esports.
White corner, I still do it. Man. White corner.
Doodle's one.
White corner.
Take BR base, too.
Jim, just be just be
No one underneath me.
Watch any 2 flags, watch any 2 flags. I'm gonna go for Nest, guys. Barrels.
Someone needs to help me, there's one barrel still. I kept this with you. Someone get rail.
Trying to get Nest.
Maze help.
Next week I got a hit marker.
You get rail, yeah? 3 barrels now.
Okay. They're gonna be waiting. I'm gonna get Nest. I'm pushing shot and then make a move.
Long. One shot. Someone got rail, right?
Perry's got it.
I'm gonna wait for camera, right? Shotgun. Why all E2? I'm gonna die.
Camera, what's camera?
No. I'm going
Best play.
I can't.
I'll get your emos, I'll get you. It's white hole now, E2.
I just shotgun the max, one sniper. Perry, if he's on my X,
they're gonna have camo now.
Perry, if he's on my X,
I'm getting Nest anyway.
Alright, that's fine. Just direct him.
They're getting BR.
I'm gonna go basement.
Careful, they will have camo. Yeah, they have camo rail. They've got camo rail, boys. Be careful. Watch my E. I'm gonna get to E1, bro.
Yeah, wait, just count. Remember, they have both weapons.
How many ones? He's white corner.
I didn't see him. I died.
That's the amount. White corner, 2
Pillar weak, on the pillar weak, he's
Don't die, boys. We've got a 2.
One shot. He challenged Doodle.
You might go Nest.
I got Doodle. Batch is still here.
I don't know where Hans is.
Cameron's in the hill.
Are we helping BR? No. Play for basement.
Right, barrels are shouldn't have done that. You got a full head, right? 2 barrels. No one there. That wasn't camo guy. That was not camo guy. Yep. He may have camo railgun and shotgun. He's on the box, Farron.
Yeah, I got shot.
I got camo guy.
One shot flags with camo.
One E2 drop basement. I'm going to get the trip, right? One's white corner.
You're by yourself. Shotgun and rail.
Shotgun
and rail. Let them get to Nest, boys.
There's a shotgun. They're going to go Nest.
Someone get to Nest.
I need help. Nice spawn, Perry. Careful, Brown, come to you.
I'm looking at
One's white corner,
White corner. Weak Doodle. Watch out.
What's white corner? One is in Nest, Brown. There's 2 in
basement. Weak bench. Find yourself in Nest. They're going to help basement as well.
He's alone, innit? Why am I? I'm gonna get first base. Unlucky.
We've seen a couple of kills coming out of Team Infused, but I've got to say the time has been ticking along. They've hit that 50-point mark, 50% away to winning this game and claiming the series and claiming the victory. But now we're starting to see a few signs of life coming out of Team Infused, and we saw those early kills. We almost saw the overkill. I mean, it's still doable, it's still within reach.
It's definitely still doable, especially what we've seen from earlier Infused in previous series is they know exactly how to get back into these games. It's when they get those power weapon control, when they actually start getting their teeth sunk into the game, as Foxy's taken out by Batsford there. But yeah, Infused definitely have a chance to get back into this.
This is something we've seen so much. I mean, Batsford now will actually gravitate away from that basement, but that's what we've seen so much. When players grab that shotgun, they can single-handedly lock down the basement. We saw one of the FabE players trying to assault the Infused stronghold, and you can see basement still in the favor of Infused, but Fab, they just don't have to worry right here. They're so patient, they're so calm, they know they have that lead to play with, they know how good they are and how good they can be on this game type. And Batchford and the boys right now, they're doing some good work, and I'll tell you what, Flux has his camouflage as well. Everything's coming up Infused right now.
It's happening, comeback time is on the cards, and they could potentially... I mean, they've got to get the stop here. He does have camo. However, he is spotted out. Needs to be careful because there's 2 players in there. Unfortunately, will drop.
Yikes.
They'll get the return on that. That was dangerous, and that may have potentially been the game-losing hill. If they would have captured that point and kept a hold of it, things may have been a lot different. But look at this aggression. Tell you what though, reversal medal comes out of Kimbo. 1, 2, 3 members of FabE go down. Only respect for the lives, that's going to be all 4 dead. They're now coming off the spawn, looking towards that back bunker, so they need to be watching the stairs. Jimmy and we're going to see 2 Foxy are going to be dropping down. Brandon's going to be moving up to Tower 2. But look at the flood, they're all just running in for the left-hand side, Harry.
I just love how well drilled FabE are. We saw Kimbo there, after he captured the basement, he kind of peeked in that kind of open area, you know, where you can try and see the BR base. FabE had already thrown a grenade. They anticipated the peak, and you can tell how much they've played Halo 5. They know exactly how this game type works. Once players capture that basement. They're going to try and peek on the BR base as well. Infused, unfortunately for Kimbo, he couldn't quite contest the BR base early on, and now it's FabE back in control.
Railgun has made a real difference in this game as well. 7 kills so far in favor of Infused, but just 2 on the side of Fab. And actually what Batchford's done really well, he's pushed that Railgun every time off spawn, and he threw it off the map when he knew he was getting pushed. As you can see, it is about to respawn again. So that's why several members are gravitating towards this area of the map, because they know how important the Railgun can be. But it does look like Flux is able to get away with it for now.
Well, things are starting to get a little bit hairy for Team Infused. They need to be worried. They need to make that nest hill count. Respectful's getting some great shots off. He's actually going to put a halt on the hill. It'll be dangerous if someone manages to get a reset on it. He knows the camo's going to come up, so doesn't matter if he dies, burns it or what. At least he keeps it out of the hands of the opposing enemy team. Mo's opting to leave BR basement, which is absolutely fine, but look at this Predator combo down. This is dangerous.
It is dangerous, but on the other side, we've seen Flux with the Railgun get 3 really important kills in quick succession, but Mose takes down Doodle, and Mose really needs to look for Flux at the moment, because if they can take Flux out of the game, they should be able to put it to bed.
I was about to say, yeah, Mose absolutely had to find Flux right there, because not only had Flux gotten those 3 kills with the Railgun, he also captured the nest as well. But as we're saying that, 2 kills from Jimbo, 2 strongholds here for FabE Esports, and now they're back in control and they are scoring.
Yeah, it looks like they just shut that one down. That was a small sign of life coming out of Infused, but as soon as they moved their way over to the nest, you just saw that wall, that whole brick wall of FabE just maneuvering over. They only had to get the reset, get a couple of kills, tag it, bag it, move backwards, and honestly, they can happily leave BR basement. That would have been a huge kill if it managed it. Did go down. Jimbo cleans up, cleaning house, finds Kimbo, opts to leave him, moves into Tower 2, which is absolutely fine. He'll know exactly where Kimbo is.
I want to give a massive shout out to Jimbo right here. He's just been doing damage and then backing off. He has this shotgun for if anyone comes up close. 89 points now for FabE, but Jimbo's been locking down this rail side of the map, and if they were able to slay out the Infused squad, FabE, Jimbo was in a prime position, but check out this quick rotate. He knows the nest is under jeopardy, and he's already rotating from rail to nest, and now he's got the reset.
And I love that Fab have just spread themselves out across the map. I said they need to do something unpredictable in Fuse, but instead, Fab have really changed up their playstyle here, Sims.
This is looking dangerous. The time's ticking down. But you know what? There's a very small halt. This is dangerous grounds. We'll be looking for one player. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Mose, Respectful, 2Foxy and Jimbo are your EU HCS Fall Season Champions.
And without dropping a map, may I add. Absolutely phenomenal stuff from these guys.
That is just monumentous. All season long, FabE have been just so dominant, and they haven't looked any different here at the full finals. They didn't drop a single map. That's unheard of. The perfect tournament. Fair enough, only 4 teams, but the perfect tournament. It's been about a year since the last perfect tournament happened, and you know who was on that squad? Jimbo from FabE. So he has the title of the last 2 perfect tournaments to happen in Europe. Both squads featured the man at the top of the leaderboard right there, Jimbo from FabE.
So what do you think then, gentlemen? Is this, as Lethal put it, is this a dynasty for European Halo? For, you know, is this going to be the team that just rocks Halo 5 until the next iteration of Halo falls?
I hope so, but we said that after summer finals, and then they went and made a team change. So
yeah,
FabE stick together this time, because you can go from strength to strength and move forward and be even more dominant next season.
The real question is, whose head's on the chopping block now for FabE? It was Kimbo last time round. Who is it? Who is that? Oh, 2Foxy went -10 there. Maybe he could be next.
You're prying, aren't you?
Yeah,
you want
maybe.
some, you want a little bit
I'm
of fun.
stirring, that's okay.
Well, why not?
What's life without a bit of stirring? And
what about kicking your coach? You can always do that.
Well, this was the triple, this overkill. Doodle actually perfected 2Foxy, so he can't win 2 round at his teammate, but we would have liked to have seen an overkill from Kimbo right there.
It was a great effort. We can't knock how good Infused played. At least, you know, I know it was a 4-0, but they give a damn good fight down.
The big difference between Fab and Infused in most game types is when Fab do have control, they just go for blood. They can smell that blood, and they absolutely nail Infused into the ground. However, when Infused get that little bit of control, they just slowly get points on the board. So that's the main difference for me. Fab just taking advantage of their control in better ways than Infused would.
So there you have it then, guys. We have now crowned a European Fall Season Champion. They are back-to-back winners in the hands of FabE. They've completely destroyed everyone for the past 2 seasons. I believe now we can throw it down to the stage we have a winner view. Gentlemen, it's over to you.
Thank you very much. Look at this. Woo! In the words of Mortal Kombat, flawless victory. You didn't get beaten once all day long. Could the final there as well have gone any better for FabE?
No, I mean, we maybe could have played the games a little bit better, but, you know, we were just trying to close it out. I mean, the event was really fun. We couldn't have gone better for us.
I mean, the entire season, you've got your 9 for 1, you come here today. It could not have gone much better. The entire season has been incredible. What do you think has been down to? What do you think have been the real strengths of the season that you've managed to bring to the final as well?
Well, we kind of get stressed out online, obviously, with the connection issues and whatnot. So every time we play in LAN, we just turn it up, we bring a new level.
Do you think that going to the US as well has helped you guys improve as a team as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Americans, like, I got a lot of respect for him as players. They're really good teams and whatnot. So learned a lot while we was over there, and I can't wait to go back again.
And I mean, how do you move forward? I mean, it doesn't get much higher than this. How do you move forward from here as a team? What do you do next?
Well, obviously, we just stick together as a team while everyone else makes team changes and whatnot. We just stay better. We stay strong. Everyone's going to be on, like, fresh teams, honeymoon phases and whatnot. So we're just going to get even better.
Amazing. And lastly, how are you going to celebrate the trophy and all that massive prize pools, or how are you guys going to celebrate this enormous victory?
Don't know. Watch the match of the day or something, I guess.
Brilliant. Modest to the end. I'd like to now ask you guys to lift your trophy. Would you please make a huge round of applause for your European HCS 4th season champions? Congratulations, guys. You have done superbly well. There's so much glitter. My God. Well done again. From myself and this amazing audience here. Big round of applause for the amazing audience here, guys. For the fantastic crew as well. To the brilliant players. And thank you to all the team as well, the analysts, casters, and Paul, of course, as well. That's it for me, Adam, but I'm going to hand over to those guys up there who are going to break down that final game. Thank you very much for here on the stage. And once again, make some noise. Audience, please, you've been brilliant. You guys too. Over to you, Paul. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, phenomenal, fabulous. Fab Esports are your double champions for Halo HCS in Europe for the second time. It is an amazing run by them. 25-1 is their record in Pro League in 2016. It's an astonishing record. We have 3 of our great fellows here on the desk to break things down of the grand final. Not a huge amount of breakdown, it has to be said, other than Fab Esports. What a team.
Yeah, what a team. And you just have to think about what's next for them. You know, they're going to be looking forward to Halo World Championships and what's to come. And, you know, they're going to have their sights set on upsetting some of these big NA teams now. They've proven that they're the best in Europe by far. You know, they've proven they're better than all of the AM teams in North America. Now it's time to mix with the big boys in North America. And they're going to want to maybe think about winning that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a big ask, but they maybe.
Well, top 4. We think could be top 4.
They'll be thinking top 1.
I know they will. Harry, just a word for Infused. Good run from them. Good tournament from them. They came into this in 3rd from Pro League. Looked like Vibe might just pip them while they were here, and maybe even Pulse could have picked them as well. They've come through strong. I know they've been beaten in the final, but great to finish up as runners-up.
Yeah, you've got to remember, they came 4th last time, which wasn't too great, but they still made it here, and this time around they've come 2nd. You know, they should be pleased themselves. They worked hard. They weren't the only one who got 4 roads. You know, the other 2 did as well. Yeah. And if you have to, I think, if I remember rightly, with FabE's perfect record, I think that's the first time we've had a perfect record in the EU scene in 9 years. So really? That's ridiculous.
In max, 12-0.
Yeah, that's
this particular
absolutely.
tournament.
I think 2007 was the last time. That's crazy.
And twice for Jimbo now this year.
Yeah, I mean, Jimbo's a standout player in Europe. He has been. He made his name over at X Games the first time that Epsilon went out there, and you know they upset Renegades and really caused a storm and made a name for himself. And you know he's got players next to him now in Respectful Moes who have just stood out in Europe as ever since that thing happened last time. This time last year, imagine.
I think we can talk about it just because they've, they've
moved on.
Yeah, they've moved on. They moved on, but ever since their loss, it was March, not even a year ago.
Yeah.
I think, perhaps that was the best thing to happen to their career, right? If they had won that event, who knows how Worlds would have even gone for them. So potentially, sometimes, you have to fall very hard in a very difficult way to realize how badly you want it.
Yeah. Definitely. I think during the off-season, we're going to see, definitely a few changes, but I'll be very interested to see who teams with who, because I think there will be a few team changes in the top 4, definitely maybe the top 6, but I'm very curious to see who goes with who.
And you've already heard, these guys are sticking together.
I am not
change. I think that was great as well, the fact that they're going to stick together and let everyone else change to see whether they can beat them, which is weird, isn't it? Because you just, well, come at us, bro, almost. I mean, come and get us.
Well, this is it with FabE just in general. Like, I think they realise the mistakes they made, and they do realise that whilst everyone's making changes, getting slightly worse because they need to mould together, get used to playing with each other. FabE, they're just going to sit back, practice, learn from when they went to Vegas, and then just go from there, basically.
Yeah. Got to ask you guys, you can all have a different one, but MVP of the tournament?
For me, I'm actually going to go with Mose, to be honest with you. You got to pick the MVP from the winning team. He stood out for me, just the amount of important kills that he was picking up. We didn't see a huge amount of flashy plays from FabE just because their teamwork was that good. They didn't have to rely on an individual play. But Mose was picking up vital kills. He always seemed to be on top of power-ups as well, and got to give a shout out to my boy Mose.
Yeah, for me, I got to say Jim. It's not easy. It's not for me a absolutely definitive choice, I think. But we saw Jim every time we were on his POV. He did what he needed to do. Wasn't necessarily the flashiest player, because I think we've seen flashier versions of Jimbo, whether it be with power weapons or I think we only saw one ground pound in the finals.
Yeah. Well, it's a double as well, though.
Oh, he did have a double
Yeah.
earlier today. That's true.
Yeah.
So, but I think Jimbo constantly proves that he is stepping up to the plate when he needs to, and I think he did it this weekend too.
For me, he has to be respectful, his map presence, his movement, just everything about him. And I think in a few of the games, he would have like 18 kills when the rest of his team, who are also so individually talented, have like 13, or not even 13, like 10, 9. He was the person who would give you that extra boost in slaying, and then they'll think, we could do this. So I can assume that he's probably got the best KD at this event as well, so respectful for me.
All right, okay. Final thoughts, gents, on I guess the whole weekend, not just today, but Harry, we'll start with you. Yesterday we saw some fantastic relegation matches. We ended in a best of 7, went all 7 as well.
Yep.
We saw a brand new team come up into the Pro League for the first time in either of the 2 regions in the 4 seasons that we've had. So great yesterday, great today. Obviously seeing Fab come out with some fantastic skills today.
Yeah, it's fantastic. With the relegation, I could not believe my eyes with what was going on. It's not to see a new team. I think just in general, it's been, I couldn't predict what would happen. What makes it so great? It was literally upset city this whole weekend.
Yeah. You're supposed to do that though, right? If you want a job as an analyst, Harry, you have to actually get it right occasionally.
Maybe next time, but I'll just say the opposite of what I'm going to say in the future.
That worked for you this afternoon, didn't it? Didn't you pick Pulse in the lower when Infused won?
I did. I was thinking of doing Infused 4-2, and I thought, actually no, because I got it wrong last time. I'll do Pulse,
and then it'll be Infused that win.
Yeah, and Infused did win 4-2.
Don't ever try and don't try and break the commentator's curse, right?
No.
Because if you try and play it, it comes back. It'll play you. It'll come back. Yeah. Highlights, Andy, from the weekend.
Oh man, it's such a great weekend here. It's always such a pleasure to join you guys here in the UK. It's fantastic to see I think as painful as it is to see some of the teams that we're used to see falling in relegation, the Bucks for example, it's also great to see this new talent that is so hungry, that wants it, and the domination that's coming from FabE as well. Massive thanks to all you guys, as well as Gaskin, Sims, Wonderboy, all of ESL UK studio. You guys have an awesome team here. You have an awesome studio. It's fantastic for us to come out here every time. Of course, the teams and players, everyone here in the studio audience is fantastic. All of you watching at home, of course, if you weren't watching, none of this would be possible at all. So, yeah, just very, very thankful for an awesome weekend of Halo.
Cool. Mark, final words are yours?
It seems like this weekend was a bit of a passing of the guard to me, a changing of the guard. We saw, sad times when the Bucks have found themselves out of Pro League and sort of slipping down, but new team in the Pro League. We're seeing FabE, dominance. Again, shout out to everyone who's been involved. Sims, Wonderboy, Gaskin, fantastic stuff. Pleasure to be with you guys, and I really hope that FabE go from strength to strength now, and they can take it to some NA teams.
Yeah, and a massive thanks to you, Paul, for real. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Oh,
my pleasure. My pleasure to be
One more
here.
thing we've all forgotten. Congratulations to Pulse. What a showing from them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, finishing third as well, not in the bottom. 4th place. So thank you very much to everyone on the panel. Thank you to all of the commentators, and my colleagues have already said a big thank you to ESL UK, 343 Industries, and everyone that's made us feel so welcome here this weekend. It has been a fabulous week of Halo, and I have personally enjoyed it immensely. I only come back to Halo every 2 years, so it might be a couple of years before I'm back. I hope not though. The final words are for one team and one team alone. They are the champions of Europe for a second consecutive time. The champions are FabE. We'll see you next year for more Halo in HCS.